Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to League Racing TV here for round number 7 of the TML Formula 1 season. I am Ivan Mike, going to be taking you through the action. Joined alongside me is Mr. Ivan Tonsik. Ivan, how are you doing, mate?
Good evening to you, Mike, and to everyone on the stream. Yeah, both of us in comments box again, but this is not F3 from last season. This is not F1 2021. It's F1 22 and F1 tier of TML's season 8. Season 8, the F1's F1 championship in season 8. Both of us replacing James, who actually, who unfortunately got tested positive for COVID. So we wish him speed recovery. As we are going to Japan this evening, and legendary track, maybe not great in terms of racing when it comes to overtaking and those stuffs in racing tiers, but still one of the classic tracks. Again, the opportunities to overtake, also strategy can play part in here. So let's see what our top tier drivers can offer to us.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, as you said, Suzuka, one of the most iconic tracks on the F1 calendar, and a very difficult track to battle and go for overtakes at. Very few opportunities. Obviously, we got turn 11 at the hairpin. You can see a few moves down the main straight down in towards turn 1 with DRS. And of course, on the run out of Spoon through 130R into the braking zone at the Casio Triangle. They're the three main overtaking opportunities, but we have seen in the past some guys having nerves of steel to go side by side through that S section and hang it around the outside at the top of Dunlop Curve. Will we see that tonight? There's the top tier, so time will only tell.
Yeah, as we're speaking about the S's, so were you talking about yourself and Atlas Coppo last season in F4, when you were going side by side in the S's? Obviously, we raced there last season back on F1 2021, but I didn't race that race because I actually went to commentate on the season finale of one another league back then. And let's see what will happen tonight. As at the moment, I'm not in commentary box, as my game is as update on my game was copying, and I should be joining in the lobby pretty soon.
Yeah, unfortunately, an update that we didn't even know about until jumping on the PlayStation, and that has slowed things down. So fortunately, I've been able to get it done and everything to get the stream up just in time for everyone, but Ivan will be a few minutes late, probably joining mid qualifying, as we have 17 drivers in the lobby. But last time at round 6 in Miami, it was one Elliott who took the victory in the Scuderia Ferrari ahead of TF Lynx in the McLaren. And in third place was Carlsbury in the Ferrari. So it's like the old school days where Ferrari and McLaren were doing well. That's what I'm getting from last week.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see also old school Ferrari McLaren moment from 1990 with Senna and Prost Panterino in the first corner, and we'll likely get some race like 1998 championship decider with, or was it 1999 with Mika Hakkinen and Andy Irvine going for the championship until the very last race of the season, with eventually the Flying Finn, the original Flying Finn, taking the championship in his McLaren.
Yeah, hopefully we will see some great action from all these guys reminiscent of that in the past in real life F1. But I'm going to take you through the current standings here for Formula 1. It is TF Black Box leading the way on 125 points, with one Elliott in second place on 117. 102 points for Elliott's teammate Carlsbury in third place. Fourth place is Volakongan on 94 points, 1 point ahead of Harry B in the Aston Martin on 93 points. And we got Scott Bugner in the Mercedes in sixth place on 52 points, joint points with Nathan in seventh. So both of the Aston Martins doing pretty well at the moment, but Bugner and Nathan both on 52 points in sixth and seventh respectively. And then we got Lecala in 8th on 50 points, 43 points for TF Lynx. Then we got FRL Hawk on 39 points, rounding out the top 10. Then, of course, outside the top 10 and 11th, we have 38 points for Neymar Mig in 11th with his teammate as Gaines Class 101 also on 38 points. So the Red Bulls are equaling each other as the drivers are beginning to ready up. Then we have Sam UVDM, a reserve driver, on 34 points in 13th. Then we got Nipro in 14th, also on 34 points. And then we got I do not want to attempt to pronounce this name, but we have the Alpine of the It on 10 on 32 points. I didn't want to try and pronounce it tidy. It might have been pronounced a different way, but I'm just reading it how I read it. And we got Charlie Harris in 16th on 31 points. Forza Brendan in 17th on 31 points. Then we got QRT Fleddy on 30 points. Funky Chicken on 29 points. And then we have Dalif 100 on 26 points. And the constructors is Ferrari leading the way as everyone is readying up. And I believe you are in the lobby now, Ivan.
Yes, I am. I'm just chilling until the action starts, and you can continue with reading the constructors standings when you already started.
Yeah, the constructors, we have Ferrari leading the way on 219 points with Aston Martin in second on 145. 125 points for the AlphaTauri's with the Alpines in fourth place on 82 points. Red Bull in fifth on 76, with the Mercedes in sixth on 52. 51 points for the McLaren in seventh place. Eighth place, joint with ninth place actually. We got the Alfa Romeos and the Haas both on 48 points apiece in eighth and ninth, and then the Williams team rounding out the final spot in the constructors on 45 points as we are getting ready now to go into qualifying. And this track can throw up a few changeable conditions. We've seen it many times in the past. It can turn very damp here very quickly. And with that being said, do you think we're going to see some changeable conditions tonight?
It's Suzuka. I will bet on it. Although we saw a completely dry race in TML Premier 1 last night. Oh, it looks cloudy. It looks cloudy.
It is looking very cloudy out there indeed. And obviously you mentioned EML last night. Apparently a dry race in Premier 1, you said?
Yep. Completely dry. Would you believe it?
I cannot believe such a thing, because in Premier 2 it was intermediates to the dries, so a changeable condition race for Premier 2. And one of the drivers who had a bit of a tough time last night was Funky Chicken, who's racing in the Alfa Romeo here tonight. He had a bit of a rough run last night in EML. Hopefully he'll be able to put in a much better performance this time out, as we got cars coming out onto the track, and I believe it is Hawk who's going to be the first one out on track.
Yeah, it did. The driver opening the qualifying session for tonight. And now plenty of cars are going out on track.
Yeah, but a lot of the cars getting out on track ASAP, trying to get a lap on the board. The clouds are looking ominous in the sky. Will we see any spits of rain here in qualifying? Time will tell, but we'll stay on board with Hawk, who's going to take us on a flying lap around the 5.8 kilometer circuit that is the Suzuka International Racing Course for the Japanese Grand Prix. So as soon as he gets around to starting his lap, he'll take us through. There's a bit of a glare on the track, so potentially we could be seeing a bit of rain coming. It is getting pretty dark in Sector 3. As Hawk now just gearing himself up for a lap, so we'll stay on board with him right now as we begin, as he exits the Casio Triangle. DRS wide open to start his flying lap, now running all the way down in towards turn number 1. Very brave, go side by side here as it tightens back up on you for turn 2. Now into the most technical part of the track in the S. It's very easy to lose it on the curb as we go through turns 3, 4, 5 into turn number 6 now, as we go to the top of the hill for Dunlop Curve in turn 7, and we will follow it around to the end of the first sector. It is going to be a 32.8 as we go into Degner 1, into Degner 2, underneath the bridge. Of course, this track being the only figure of 8 track, as we break now into the hairpin. Third gear, looking for the best traction possible out of the hairpin. Very easy to light up the rears and lose it there. And now the run down in towards Spoon Corner, where we saw Verstappen and Vettel have a collide a few years back in real life, as Hawk navigating his way through Spoon. Crucial to get a good exit here, and it looks like he's got a very good one indeed, as he is now foot to the floor, full throttle as we run towards 130R, and now into the Casio Triangle. Hard braking down into third gear, a bit of a lock up there from Hawk. That would have cost him just a little bit of time, but on the exit keeping it tight to the wall, and across the line is going to be a 30.3 to get us underway, immediately beaten by Jerry V. Brussel in behind with a 28.8.
Yeah, as Black Box reached that immediately as well with 128.840. Yona going into third place with 129.6, only temporarily, as Lynx jumps him with 129.2.
On board with Carlsbury, he's coming towards the end of his lap now, entering the Casio Triangle. We do have the Haas of, I believe, is Kia going back into the pit, so obviously in the validation there. Oh, it's Carlsbury there, gets a little bit screwy on the exit. That's going to cost him a bit of time, and he crosses the line in 6th place for the time being.
Yeah, really good morning for already Riviera stepping out on the acceleration out of Castle Triangle Chain. One tricky traction zone there, alongside with Kobayashi hairpin. As yeah, he will definitely, or at least 10th, I would say, if he manages to keep it clean on his next lap.
On board with G Cholkers as he's approaching the end of the lap. Got a bit of traffic and he's aborted the lap, and he's not too happy about that. The ERT driver in the Aston Martin, he's probably going to come into the pits, and yes, he does. As we got support in the chat from Charlie saying, let's go Hawk. We got Tom Lees in the chat saying, Burglar for the win. We shall have to wait and see. I'm presuming he's on about Wagner.
Right for interruption there, before interruption there, Elliot started with the long lap. No time set for the Ferrari driver currently in P13 in the leaderboard. Attacking the curves in the SS, really going aggressive and going too aggressive and lose the car, almost lose the car, but that's a lap in the bin for him.
Yeah, obviously the S's are such a fine margin. You really do want to attack it, but you take too much of the curb and you are going to get punished for it. It's all a fine balance indeed, especially in that first sector. But I'm pretty sure Elliot now will respect the track and not trying to take that much of the curbs again, and hopefully he'll come out better on his next lap. So I believe the next car that will be on an actual lap will be TF Kia, or should I say TF Kia, as Kia's just exiting Spoon.
Yeah, also not time set for hot drivers. This team is currently sitting in E11 with 130.368, also coming back on track as Kaya prepares his flying lap going out of Katikan chicane and nearly loses the car. Now going on starting straight, 7 gear, keeps it in 7, little bit, then 6 to 8, 325 kilometers per hour going into the turns 1 and 2. Obviously famous for that 2005 race with Kimi Raikkonen overtaking Giancarlo Fisichella for the win on the last lap. Now through the exit, right, left, and then right, left, and then left and climbing uphill round loop corner, then to Degner 1 and 2. And now through hairpin where Kamui Kobayashi pulled back some kamikaze style of moves back in 2011 and 2012, I think. So that corner, someone called that corner Kobayashi hairpin, now out of one. Really not leaving any room at all. Going through 150 yards. Now to Kasitrang chicane, looks up, but nails the corner, but spins around, and that's the auto reset the track. Hopefully no one is coming quick, but no, really unfortunate for Kaya.
Very unfortunate indeed, as we got in McLaren about to come to the end of his lap, I believe, or just about starting one. His Link's going to be starting one. I want to just quickly check the volume of your voice a sec. You sound pretty low to me. I might need to turn you up on my end so I can hear you a bit better.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's much better now.
Okay.
You lean away from your mic again, do?
Yep.
Well, on board with Links at the end of Sector 1, and it is almost a 1/10 improvement, which would put him ahead of Daniel, his teammate, as we go underneath the bridge towards the hairpin. Now, what can Links do? Is he going to get a good exit? He's gone a bit deep. That's going to compromise him a bit, as he now exits and is on the run to Spoon corner. Braking at the 55th gear, throwing it in, dropping it down into 4th, trying to get the turn in and maximize all the track as you go up through the gears to get the best exit possible. Now the middle sector split. Has he lost time? Yes, he has. He lost all the time he gained.
Marginally up still.
Casio triangle, big lock up there as go through the Casio triangle and they'll cross the line. I don't think there's going to be an improvement for Links, and it is a marginal improvement, but he knows there's more out there. Oh, as Carmentless has gone spinning at the top of Dunlop. I've just gone on board with him as he comes over the top of the curve and the car gives way and he goes flying around. And that's another corner that can cause some issues here at Dunlop curve, because you get on the throttle just a little bit too eagerly going up that corner and the car is going to just give way.
Yeah, as also you need to, let's say, throw in the car as we have a spinner out of Spoon corner. That's the Alfa Romeo of Forza Brandon, I believe. Spinning as Black Box is
10th up.
Is on his way to the finish line. Going really aggressive on the Cartier Triangle chicane, keeping short of the line. 128.7 for Black Box. Wanted improvement for the championship leader and the AlphaTauri driver.
Yep. Black Box doing what he needs to do right now. He's got to put it on pole position. Carlsbury and then Valid this and next lap for him. His teammate One Elliott at the top of Dunlop Curve now. Keeps it all together, but is he up on his time? I don't know. Yes, he is by 7 attempts, 7.5 attempts actually. So this is much better from One Elliott. Currently down in P10 with the time he's gained so far. It would put him up within the mixes of Lynx and Car Mentalist right now.
So from the midfield he will go straight to the top, and that's it. And that will
he's run wide.
Yeah, as I was speaking, that could really help his race, but he invalidates, takes a bit too much curb on the exit of Spawn, a little bit too much of a grade, and that's the sayonara to the another lap for Elliott.
Yeah, but that's another lap thrown away there from Elliott, and the thing is, he just had a bit of a snap on the exit of Spoon, and correcting it, he had to invalidate as TFK goes up into 5th place there with a 29.2 there from the Haas, so a good lap there from Kia.
Yeah, really good lap. It is important to at least set a time there, at least the time that is at least decent. It's always better than starting at the back, because the more you start at the back, the more you're going to risk of ending up in mayhem. And Kaya really did really helped him and his race a lot with this lap.
Jonah 6 times up. This could put Jonah on course for potentially getting himself onto the front row as Jonah comes through the final corner to the line. Now DRS wide open. What's it going to be? He just missed it out on the front row, but he is on the second row going up into P3.
Yeah, very really close times here, as I'm trying to find anyone who is
Hadrick,
on flying lap.
And Hadrick goes up into 7th here, and that's his first lap of the session. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in qualifying. It is TF Black Box leading the way on a 28.7, almost 2 times clear of SXT Daniel in 2nd place.
There's the yellow flag for on the almost the entire length of the track, but I don't know for what reason it was, but it's all cleared up, and now first car to actually be on a flying lap, I think it's the Mercedes of Scott Buckner. Or no, that is the
it's Patoxai.
Completed his lap. Oh, Patoxai.
Yep, Patoxai currently on his out lap. Hadrick and Jonah and Hawk I don't think Hawk will have enough time to get back out again, so he might be doing a cooldown lap, save as much ERS as possible to go again for a second lap. Jonah should be able to get himself back out. It'll be tight though, and Hadrick, I think his session is probably done for this evening as well here in qualifying, but we're on board with Patuxai currently in P13. Is he going to be able to find the time that he needs to get himself into the top 10 and cement himself in there? That's the question.
Yeah, so also the current the first drivers as of now in qualifying, Black Box and Daniel, went out on track for their final rounds, so that'll be interesting who will get the pole there.
Yep, interesting to see who will come out on top between those two. Currently on board with Patuxai as he enters the S's of Suzuka, and he's lost it a little bit too much, on greedy on the throttle, and around he goes. And I think, as I mentioned with Hawk staying out there, Hawk has gone for another lap. as he's come up the top of Dunlop curve now, so let's see if he's up on his time at all. He's 2 tenths up in sector 1. Unfortunate for Patuxai, but that is his session over and done with now, as FRL Hawk currently in P15. The 2 tenths he gained in sector 1 would be enough to put him into 11th currently, but he needs to find a bit more time if he wants to break into the top 10. And let's see how he navigates Spoon Corner, breaking at the 50-meter board. A little bit late on the turn in, that would just cost him a slight bit, but if he can get a good exit, he is going to gain time down towards 130 hours. So let's see how much time has he got, and he is just under 2 tenths, so he did lose a bit of time in that middle sector, but he's still up enough to jump into P11. But can he gain anything through Casio Triangle? And now to the line. Oh
no!
Wheel spin moment for Hawk, and he loses it, and that's his qualifying over and done with.
Black box is up on its time. Sector 1 marginally up, but still up.
Alright, so we got Black Box now going to be setting down his benchmark. We got Dan, who is going through Dunlop. He's in behind, so got Jonah and Scott back there. And oh no, that is Jerry into the wall.
Than, Black Box. Daniel has a bigger advantage than Black Box out of sector 1, so this will be really close.
Black Box lost it.
Spinning.
He clipped the inside curb on the exit of Spoon, and he is gone. Now it's on Daniel. Can Daniel find the time he needs to take pole position away from Black Box?
Really going aggressive into Spoon Corner.
Oh, he's used every bit of the track possible there.
Yeah. Now to 130R. He's still up. He's still up. He lost some time, but he's still up.
Not enough as Kia pops into second place. One Elliott now up into second place. So this is crucial for Daniel if he wants to get on the front row. To the line, he'll come. Is it going to be enough? He does go onto the front row, but it's not enough to take pole position away from.
Quicker than Elliott.
Yep, very close. As I believe Lynx has aborted his lap, and I believe Forza Brendan also has aborted his lap as well. Hawk, we saw have his issues at the end of the previous lap, so that is the qualifying session over and done with. The championship leader, TF Black Box, takes pole position here with a 1:28.7, with SXT Daniel in second place, about a tenth and a half, exactly a tenth and a half behind Black Box's time, and only 3 thousandths of a second ahead of the guy in second place in the championship, one Elliott. TF Kea in fourth with a 28.8, and look at how close the times are. Second all the way down to Jonah in sixth, like that, just over a tenth separating these 5 drivers. But outside of that, very close times all the way down the board. There's not much separating them until you get down to the likes of Forza Brendan, Neymar, Batuxai, Hawk, and obviously Funky Chicken, who didn't set a time. These guys unfortunately just couldn't get the lap together when they needed it.
Yeah, so qualifying over, and now we are waiting for everyone to retire. And now we go.
Yeah, so we'll run you through the order one more time. It is TF Black Box who takes pole position here in Japan with SXT Daniel joining him on the front row. One Elliott in third, with TF Kea in fourth, Carlsby in fifth, X Jonah in sixth, TF Jerry V Brussels in seventh, with Carl Mentless in eighth, Scott Bugner in ninth, and G Chalkers rounding up the top 10. And then outside the top 10 we have Lynx, One Hadrick, Forza Brendan, Neymar Mig, Batuxai, FRL Hawk, and Funky Chicken, who didn't set a lap time, but he'll be starting at the back of the grid for this race.
So Fangin Chicken doing the last two question mark challenge.
He did that. He did that last night, and it did not go well for him at all. He did the last question mark challenge and ended up a lap down.
Oh, hopefully, let's see if it goes any better for him this night.
Yeah, hope for better
we are waiting for the race, and it's again really cloudy but dry.
Yes, the clouds are looking ominous here at Suzuka, but will they have any drops of rain there? That's going to be the question. Will we see changeable conditions? But it is dry for now, as the drivers are working on their setups, working on their race strategies, and we shall see what everyone is going to be starting on. And I put the question into the chat if iPhone was low for you. Guys, it's all good. He was sitting too far away from his bike, and he's leaned forward now.
Yeah, that can become a problem from time to time. As for your information, there's no formation up here, so it's straight into the action, away from fire lights. Fire lights are on.
And we are racing, and it's Hawk with a drive-through penalty for a jump start immediately off the line there, getting a little bit too eager as Kia gets a poor start versus the Ferraris. We got one Elliott looking around the outside of Daniel into turns 1 and 2.
This is close. But I think Daniel has
the
this.
side by side, yes it is. We mentioned it earlier, and one Elliott there. What a move to get himself ahead of Daniel there. S is immediately the overtaking opportunity for Daniel.
With no harm, no foul.
Jonah and Jerry in behind side by side as they come up through Dunlop, and Jonah will hold on. Oh, he goes deep though. And that is unfortunate. And Scott Bugner now on the inside of Jonah.
Jerry going wide.
Jonah's around. Oh no, Jonah's dropping back. Sorry, I thought Jonah went around there.
Oh, 3 wide in the hairpin. Oh, carnage has started right away.
The action comes quick and fast here in Suzuka. That's why it's one of my personal favourite tracks, to be fair, as they are side by side, 2 abreast going into Spoon. Jonah and Hadrick as they go through Spoon side by side. A little bit of contact between the pair of them. And who's going to come out on top? I believe it will be Jonah coming out on top. Wow, what a start. What an opening lap. As we got Lynx having a little look down the inside. We've got Neymar and Forza Brendan in behind, going side by side through 130.
Oh, someone going wide into 130R. It's Hamrick trying to make a move on Lynx. Round the outside of Kasia Triangle. Yellow flag, someone's around.
That's Jerry. Jerry is around.
Yellow flag, that's Hawk in the pits. So everything's clear now. As
Choker Stick gets a poor exit out of turn 2, and Car Mentalist here just says, "Thank you very much. I'll take P7 off you. Thank you very much, sir."
Yeah, as Black Box is stretching the lead, or at least keeping the lead stable in front of Elliott, who is also keeping Daniel on safe distance behind him, almost breaking the DRS of
Chokers and Carmentless having a bit of an exchange going into the hairpin as all these guys are starting to scrap it out now.
Neymar on the outside.
Oh, this is brilliant stuff from Neymar. Around the outside on the run down in towards Spoon. Job done. Now it's all about the exit for Hadrick. What's his exit like? It is better than Neymar, so he might be able to come back at him immediately as he is on the back using his ERS.
Perhaps.
Oh, he's going down the inside for 130R. Will Neymar commit to it, or will he back out? He backs out.
But look at Brandon behind him.
He thinks better of it. As Black Box here with the fastest lap, he is stretching his lead to 1 Elliott. And what
a mistake of the Kasia Triangle. Brandon is now going down the inside of turn 1, but doesn't seem to have straight line speed. Or taking the Red Bull ahead.
So Neymar getting away with a small mistake there, as Forza Brendan unable to jump on that mistake. So no, Daniel's in the gravel. And he's got to be careful rejoining. Oh, fortunately for the ghosting system.
Oh,
and
but
Hardrick,
now
they're
he's
making a
got
bit of
one break.
contact. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I have no words for this racer.
And Scott Wagner has...
Okay, Scott Wagner.
Yeah, I think Scott Wagner chokers through, or he made a mistake coming out of second Degner, but he's under pressure now from Car Mentalist, who's all over the back of him. Meanwhile, up towards the front end, as you said, Black Box, they're doing a very good job getting himself clear and away. One Elliott has a 1.5 second gap to his teammate Carlsbury, and now Kea will have the assistance of DRS to close in on Carlsbury, and we should potentially be seeing an overtake happen in the next 2 laps between these two.
Yeah, and it's all about the exit of Castle Triangle with Carlsbury getting the upper hand on that one. At least looking from my perspective. Scott Wagner could make a move on chokers. No, he's too far as we have a yellow flag. Someone's off.
Well, we got
looks like one of the Alpines. No.
Forza. Big
that's
lock up
Martin.
there as he avoids going into the back of Neymar. Battle between Neymar and Forza Brendan is starting to get a little bit spicy down towards the back end of the field. Meanwhile, this battle for P5 is brewing up something lovely right now, as we got chokers on the softs. They're going to be dropping away from him very soon. We got Scott Wagner on the mediums, and we got Car Mentalist on the hard compound tyres. So 3 different compounds of tyres being used here, and all of them scrapping out for P5 right now.
Yeah, it's again closing in on Carlsbury ahead.
Also, just to point it out,
going wide into spawn. Will compromise his exit. Yeah, closing in on him. But not close enough for now.
Oh,
he goes really late and breaks. Wow.
And when Elliott is bringing that gap down, is now under a second, and here comes
Kaya.
Yep. Getting past Carlsbury, but a little bit of contact into the Casio Triangle, and almost more contact midway through turn 1 and 2.
Wow, those guys are
someone's
really
around.
not doing...
Is that Scott Wagner and Jonas
crash.
out?
Massive crash. Wagner Yon out.
Wow. Is that going to trigger a safety car? It's going to be a virtual safety car.
I'm surprised it isn't a safety car.
I just want to point this out because it has appeared in the chat, but James Head has been commentator cursing in the chat from a distance. He has commentator cursed Jerry, and
Predictions.
it's disgraceful behaviour, to be honest.
Yeah, James, you cannot do that.
That's terrible behaviour.
But I know it's traditions, but you really cannot do that.
It's disgraceful behaviour, honestly. I would never.
I forgot to ask you, Mike. What's your predictions for top 3?
Oh, I mean, my top 3. I was going to go with Black Box for the win, Elliott in second, and I was going to go with Daniel in third. But I mean, after a couple of laps that we've had so far, I mean, I think Elliott could maybe get onto the back of Black Box and maybe take the win away here.
I will say Carlsbury for the win. Black Box in second, Elliott in third.
Chokers is into the pits. He's getting off those soft wall tyres, and
I mean,
what
he
he
picked up
needs to
another
do.
safety car, so cannot lose anything.
Oh, has it gone into a full SC, is it?
Yeah, it is.
I was wondering why the VSC was out for so long. I didn't even clock that the the safety car came out on track. That's my bad, guys. But under the SC now, everything will begin to bunch up once again as Jerry has opted for a set of the mediums. So has Batuxai. We got a Hawk on 5 Lapel mediums, and we got a Chokers checking on a set of the white walled hard tyres.
Yeah, as now it will be interesting to see will those mediums have the upper hand on hards, as commenting, looking from my experience after commentating Premier 1 last night, going on mediums didn't pay off really. Didn't pay off that much really because against hards, because hards always had some sort of upper hand on mediums, and the drivers on mediums simply didn't have the grip to overtake the guys on hards, or they couldn't use it that well, and it'll be interesting to see will that be the case this night, as Funky Chicken going in the 11th place after starting from last, so it's really going good for him at the moment.
Yeah, Funky Chicken staying out of trouble, which is more than he can ask for after the events of Premier 2 last night for him. And with everything bunching up once again, it is going to be tricky for him, because he is going to have chokers in behind him on fresh hards, and then obviously you got Hawk, Jerry and Patuxai on mediums in behind them as well.
Yeah, as safety car, I think when they stop it is the Suzuka is a truck that is long enough to allow Patuxai to catch up and to neutralize that 12-second gap to the rest of the pack.
I'll tell you what, while we are under safety car, let me pose a question to everyone in chat right now. What is your top 3 predictions? We are 7 laps in, we are under safety car. If you had to pick a top 3 for the podium, who are you going with? Let me know in the chat. Let's get a bit of engagement going.
Yeah, maybe sure that everyone apart from James to avoid another commentator's curse.
We shall see.
Aside. Yeah. Any jokes aside, we are on lap 10 out of 27 here at Suzuka, so 20 laps to go when safety car goes into the pits. It will be 19 laps to go. Black box leads from Elliott, Kayak, Houseberry, Carmentalist, Lynx, Daniel, Patrick, Amar Meg, Forza Brandon, rounding up the top 10. Then outside of top 10 we have Funky Chicken, Jokers, Hawk, Cherry, Vivi, Bullsall, and Betuxai, and Scott Bugner and Yona won't finish this race.
Yeah, and that is unfortunate. I think for Scott Buckner, he span around in turn 2. I don't know if there was contact or anything there. I just caught him spinning around, and I think he unghosted for Jonah, which is how come Jonah ended up out of the race and both of them ended up out. But the safety car is in this lap. We do have some predictions. Black Box, Lynx and Jerry for James, that's his prediction. And Mace has gone for Brenda. As we wait for Black Box to get us going, as he backs up the pack.
I think Mace is winning this with not racing in this year, actually. Mace is winning this. Mace for the win.
And Black Box just gets us underway, but
Elliott. On Elliott.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Kaya again a very good start, and he's going to get the toe down in towards turn 1. Going to try it around the outside.
Black Box wide.
Is that going to open things up now for Elliott? And we got a yellow flag in the back, and I think that is Funky Chicken.
They just commentated curse him. So we have so we don't need James to have commentated curse here, as Elliott is closing in on the Black Box. Kaya also really close to him.
Yeah, I think TFK has actually had the best restart.
Hairpin.
And he's using his ERS to get as close as possible to Elliott to try and get a good exit now out of Spoon to maybe put him under pressure into 130R. Let's see if Kaya can get this done. It's all about the exit here. Can he get a good one? Yeah, it's got a slightly decent exit, but I think it's not going to be enough to challenge Elliott unless he goes for a little bit of a length, which I don't think he will.
Batuk side. There's been happening there, but Jerry is really close with the Batuk side, so you could see a move now in the battle for third place. As until lap 9 we didn't have any time penalties, and then we got 2 in 1 with
Lynx is using all of his ERS to go around the outside of Car Mendelis, but wasn't close enough to really commit to the move there. He just used quite a lot of ERS though to get as close as possible to Car Mendelis, and Car Mendelis able to hold that position for the time being. Up in P5 now is Car Mendelis, and under pressure from TF Lynx as we got Daniel, the man who qualified P2, had an incident early on in the race, currently back up to P7. He's going to be looking to try and navigate his way through as quickly as possible. As Blackbox once again gets that gap open up by over a second. He has used quite a lot of ERS to do it though, and Elliott is using the ERS to try and keep with him, but right now Blackbox appears to have the better pace.
Yeah, Elliott will have to watch his mirrors more than ahead, because Kaya is really showing a good pace as well, with almost escaping from DRS range of Carlsberry behind him, and keeping himself really close to the back of the French Ferrari driver.
Well, in the comments right now, they have let us know that it does appear to be a few drops of rain at some point in this track. It wasn't in sector 3, but stay on board with Elliott just to see, unless we got an... Oh, actually, let's go back and have a look at this. The scrap for P5 with Car Mendelis, Lynx and Daniel here, and Daniel gets a lovely run through the S's. Oh no, that's Batuxai. Let's keep an eye.
Yellow flag once again. Neymar, I think, going around. It is.
Is there rain? I'm not seeing any.
Yeah, same for me. Maybe if it's raining, it's still a light drizzle that is not affecting the grip that much.
We are not seeing rain on track just yet, but we could be seeing rain pretty soon. Yeah, I think it's the pixels on the stream, James, because it's currently not raining. We could potentially see rain though. The clouds are still out here, but as of right now, it is still dry.
Yep, as now Kaya has the DRS on Elliott. Lynx setting the fastest lap of 132.185, catching Carlsberry slightly for P4. But Carlsberry who actually caught back up to Kaya and Elliott. So Elliott seems to really be holding off Kaya at this moment.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Blackbox in this first sector appears to have the lines absolutely nailed. Elliott is struggling keeping with him in this first sector, and right now I think that's the main difference. That first sector, Blackbox is doing enough to make sure he doesn't need to do as much in the rest of the lap to maintain out the DRS range.
Yeah, the biggest compliment in your life, Blackbox. You got compliment about the lines you're taking from Suzuka Master himself here, as now Kaya is really hounding the back of Elliott. It's a matter of time and he'll try to make a move for P2.
Yep, it is only a matter of time, and right now I think what Kaya is doing is a smart thing. He's sitting in behind, he's saving up that ERS, so he knows as Neymar's out the
Neymar is out.
session.
Could we see another safety car out of spawn? Could well be, but it doesn't necessarily mean to have to be safety car.
All these guys in a bit of a DRS train behind Elliott right now. No one really going for any moves as it currently stands, and Elliott struggling right now on his ERS as he has closed in slightly on the black box, but he is on less than 10%. So even if he does close up, all black box has to do is just use a little bit, and he'll be back outside that DRS window once again. I tell you, Kaya's going to be looking at the back of that Ferrari, eyes as wide as dinner plates, as he sees that red light flashing in front of him. Meanwhile, Lynx has done very well to get onto the back of Carlsbury, and Carlsbury's just dropped outside that 1 second, Kaya.
Oh, Carlsbury really wide out of spawn, on the entry to spawn. Try to stay. That really helps Lynx now, as Carmental is also very close to the Lynx, and Daniel is not too far away, so we could potentially see a 5 cars battle for P2 group or P2 squad.
Well, let's see now. Does Kaya use any ERS? He's not going to, as Daniel's into the pits. Let's see. He's opting for a set of the medium compound tyres. So it may just be overcast conditions for the race, and we may avoid rain altogether here in Suzuka. And I'm betting that if it is not going to rain here, these guys will be breathing a big sigh of relief, as Elliott is closing back in on Black Box.
I think Black Box is just facing himself. It's like he also has the control of this race. It's like walking the park for him, this race. He's really playing with the Elliott, I will dare to say. He just what he needs to, and yeah, that's it. He's really controlling this race. That's Jerry, meanwhile, to the first stop of the race, but that won't help him quite a lot, as he's all the way back in last and 14th place.
Yeah, but Black Box is just holding that gap, just a 10th outside of DRS range for Elliott to try and get himself into.
Close to Calvary. Funky Chicken is close to hope for that final.
Oh, here we go. And Carlsbury peels off into the pits. He knew he was going to get overtaken. Links up into P4. Carmentless up into P5. Hadrick and Carlsbury in for a set of the mediums.
Funky Chicken no hope around the outside.
Oh,
that's really close.
Funky Chicken's going to get the better exit. He's going to try around the outside. He's going to think better of it. He's looking for a little bit of a switchback mid-S's. That would be incredible to see.
It will be, but you don't overtake. That much this. Sky gets a penalty.
And how crucial is that going to be for Kaya? Well, Funky Chicken, is he going to have a little look into the hairpin? A little bit of a weave there from Hawk. Goes wide on exit, but should be able to get good enough traction there, and he does get the good traction. But Funky Chicken stays on him. As those medium tyres are dropping off now for Hawk, and you can tell the grip difference between Funky Chicken and Hawk. And Funky Chicken now, He's getting right underneath that wheel wing of Hawk, and this should be a very easy DRS overtake as Black Box, Elliot and Kaya all into the pits. And Car Mentalist continues on.
And gets a time penalty.
And here comes Hungry Chicken. The straight line speed impressive on the Alfa Romeo, but he runs deep and it's going to allow Hawk to keep his nose in there somewhat, but unable to get.
Nice move from Chicken.
And Black Box appears to have gained some time in the pit lane, so Black Box now has a 1.5 second gap. The issue for Black Box now, I think, is how quickly is he going to catch up to the likes of Batuksai and Hawk and the guys who have stayed out so far?
Yeah, the guy is still loyal shadow to Elliot ahead. Oh, Kaya really late on brakes. I thought for a second that there could be contact potentially, but luckily there wasn't. But Kaya is really wanting to get rid of that Ferrari ahead of him.
He's using his ERS.
Cuthbert's down. Cuthbert's out. Aldo's front corner.
Is this going to be a safety car? It is a full course safety car here on lap 15.
This is a lucky winner here. He's a winner in this situation. Medium zone. Shock is also in. Funky Chicken likewise. Everyone. No, I thought Black was waiting for a second. But Car Mentalist, where he will come out.
He's going to come out
Chicken
just behind Lynx.
In ninth place. Shocker's in 8th. And then Hawk comes back out in 10th place. Brandon is 11th. Batuksai 12th. And Jerry is now pitting to get
Hawk and Brendan trading positions back, I'm afraid. I think Hawk did an illegal overtake on Brendan and had to drop that position back to him. But Tuxai on the red wool tyres. Now, I'm not sure if Batuksai is going to have enough life in those softs to even do anything in this race, because by the time the life of those soft tyres drop away, all the time that he's going to gain, the positions he's going to gain, he's going to end up losing because he won't have the grip anymore to really compete with these guys on the mediums. Hawk on those hards could be a struggle for him. You've got Jerry now down in 13th place, obviously after getting commentator cursed by James many times in the comment section, and you know, you hate to see it, but Jerry will have an opportunity now to close back up to the pack. The question is, can he make his way through the field? James believes he can. We got 4 drivers with time penalties. As it currently stands, Black Box has been impervious at the front. Elliot has done everything he can to try and keep with him, but it looks like the likes of Kaya and maybe even Lynx in behind have the pace on the Ferrari and maybe looking to try and get themselves up onto the podium.
Yeah, this safety car race will be really interesting to see. Once we get the racing once again, yeah, only 4 drivers with time penalties, as you said. To be honest, no matter if it's F1 tier, I expect it to be quite a bit more of time penalties, as Suzuka is a tricky track on which there's a lot of places to catch you up, not only with the spins, but also with time penalties if you go millimeter wide.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, turn 1, going a bit Yeah, turn 2, if you go wide at the top of Dunlop curve, you can pick one up here. It's called the Degner. It's very easy to pick one up there. Whether you take too much of the inside curb or you drift
Corner
out wide
12
onto the
if you're
exit
too
curb.
much greedy. The exit.
The race has reset itself once again.
Hold on, how did Vetuxay end up in last place behind Jerry? Did he spin under safety car or something?
Possibly.
That's now 10 laps to go. Here in Japan. Blackbox, the Strom Elliott, Kaya, Lynx, Car Mentalist, Patrick, Daniel, Chokers, Funky Chicken.
Oh, Choker's left the session.
Chokers disconnected. I wonder where we saw Aston Martin in a good position disconnecting from race. Where we have seen this before.
We are going to see this race get back underway. Unfortunately for Chalkers, he's no longer in the session, so his car's going to drop down towards the back of the field. But Tuxai is at the back of the field. Black Box gets us going. It's a good restart there from Black Box, and Kaya gets a very good restart on Elliott, and maybe looking to challenge down in towards turn 1. He's in the slipstream. He's trying to gain as much speed as possible, and is he going to go for it? Oh, he backs out, but he's stuck his nose in on the inside contact, and Elliott there goes for a half spin, and Kaya may have a little bit of wing damage here. To be honest, like from my looking of it, Kaya just a little bit too aggressive there, and contact made, and Kaya's around.
Kaya.
And he's out of the session. Wow. So this has changed things once again. Black Box with almost a 2-second lead. Lynx now up in the second place. Car Mentalist in third. Elliott, who was in second for this entire race, is now in fourth place. He needs to do some overtaking to get himself back up into position. Can Lynx? We've seen Lynx's pace. Lynx has good pace here. Can he close out the Black Box? Can Lynx be the guy to challenge now? As we are on lap 18 of 27. Lynx using some ERS. He's got it already down to 1.4 seconds. And I did see that Chokers has rejoined the session, so hopefully he can retake control of his car. Unfortunately, his AI decided, you know what, I'm just going to pit and chuck on 10 lap old hards. Why not? Oh, as Forza Brendan picks up a 3-second time penalty, and now everyone is funneling through nicely as Jerry now up into P9. But Tuxai on those softs currently in P10. And those tyres are going to drop away from him pretty soon. But at least he'll have his teammate to battle with once he makes that pit stop, as Jerry all over the back of Forza Brendan. And Forza Brendan there goes off, and he's in the wall and he's out. That's a big impact there for Forza Brendan. And is that going to be a safety car? It is a full course safety car. Absolute. Chokers right now is sat there thinking, oh my god, my luck is so bad. I've just lagged out the session. He's come back in. Oh my god, my AI has pitted and chucked on hards. He's come into the pits again, and the safety car comes out, and now his luck has completely done a 180 and has turned around as Forza Brendan is out of this race, and that was a big impact there for the Alfa Romeo driver. But now, once again, the race has been reset, and we will go again, and this time Black Box has Lynx behind him instead of Elliott.
Yeah, as currently theory on them again for the stop for this couple of laps sprint. This car comes in because safety car is here for 2 or 3 laps. So if he goes in on lap 23 on lap 23 we'll have
Jerry
4 laps of
Hawk and
racing.
Batuxai pit in presumably for a set of the Red Bull tyres. So P8 down to P11 on fresh softs, it would appear, and everyone else on the mediums. Now this is going to get spicy. This is going to get interesting, especially with the time penalties in play, because Carl Mendelis on 3 seconds, Hadrick on 3 seconds. We've seen how easy it is for guys to lose their cars here. We'll see, we started with 17 drivers, and now we only have 11 still running. We've lost Forza Brendan, Kaya, Carlsbury, Neymar, Scott Buckner and Jonah. A bad day for the Red Bulls, with both of them seeing the exit here in Suzuka.
Yeah, this has just turned into sprint race without having a sprint race kind of race, and this has basically turned into I don't know what to say really, but it's interesting to see will the guys on softs manage to overtake the guys who stayed out on mediums, and how quickly they will be able to do it, if they will be able to do it, and how much cars will they be able to overtake, and if they will be able to overtake some.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how Jerry gets on. I presume with Jerry's pace at the moment, because when he's been in clear air, he's had great pace. Jerry should be able to get the job done on Funky Chicken pretty sharpish, and he should have the grip advantage to challenge the likes of Daniel and Hadrick on track. The question is, will he be able to get ahead of Elliott and maybe be in position to jump Carl Mendelis for a potential podium here with that time penalty? That's going to be the question. This track is difficult to overtake at, so it's going to be a tough one for Jerry to kind of come through the field, but James has full faith in him. So as Chokas picks up a 5 second for speeding in the pit lane, that is not what you want to see.
That could be retirement. Sure thing, because it's thinking about his luck and life at this very moment. Really unfortunate for him.
Well, the question is now, will Chokers catch up to the back of the pack, or will the safety car be out for another lap?
I think he could catch up.
We are on lap 21 of 27. We hope we're going to be able to go racing on lap 22. If not, it'll be lap 23 we go racing, which will mean a minimum 5 laps left in this race. Hopefully it doesn't turn out like the 5 lappers that I've been involved in
F4.
Not F4. I mean, actual multiplayer sessions.
Yeah. Not F4, but still F4. I know it because I have been involved in some of them as well.
Well, we shall see. I believe the safety car should be coming in now as Chokers has caught up to the back of the pack. Safety car is in, so Black Box will be getting us underway once again. I'm going to go on board with Lynx to see if Lynx can do anything on this restart to challenge Black Box for this win. Let's see how the AlphaTauri and the McLaren get on.
Yeah, Black Box going really late. It goes now, but Lynx also timed his race out pretty well.
And Elliott on Carl Mendelis in behind, the side by side on the run down into towards turn 1 as Jerry gets through on Funky Chicken immediately. They're side by side in the background as well. And when Elliott down the inside in turn 2, Carl Mendelis going to try and hang it. And he's around the outside to Daniel. Wow.
Whoa.
Jerry absolutely on a tear right now. And he's already on the back of this battle for P2.
Someone woke up the Flying Dutchman. Someone woke up the Flying Dutchman. Look at
Jerry
this.
is already on the back of Carl Mendeles. He's going to have a look into the hairpin, surely.
Kobayashi.
Yep, he's gone for it. Down the inside on Carl Mendeles into the hairpin. He's going to get the move done. Job done. Jerry up in the P4. And now he's on the charge to go after Elliott.
Wow. But look at the grip and difference. Between those softs and mediums. But only Jerry was able to use that. Oh, really late on the brake. Out of
and he's already he's all over the back of Elliott, and he's using his ERS. Is he going to be close enough to make a move? Jerry with the fastest lap of the race at 31.4 as he's closing in on the Ferrari.
Inside. Oh, Elliott goes deep.
Elliott's gone wide, and Jerry straight through up into P3. And now Jerry can go chasing after Lynx. The win is in sight for Jerry
right
here.
With it.
James could be right. Surely not.
Why?
It's Carl Mendeles on the back of Elliott. Elliott's still keeping with Jerry here, and Jerry is flying. As,
like everyone's trying an F2 card, and he's only an F1 car. That's the
Batuxai gets through on Funky Chicken down the inside in the hairpin. A little bit of contact on the exit, but Batuxai gets through and up in the P8. Funky Chicken down in P9. Back up towards this battle for P3 as Jerry is trying to get away from Elliott.
Is closing in on Black Box. He's really close. And Jerry
Black Box
within the ERS of Lynx.
Black Box so has 20% extra ERS to use. But Lynx all over the back of Black Box. The battle for the win is on between these two, but Jerry on those soft tyres has to be considered a major threat here for these two, as DRS is enabled.
He wasn't on DRS in the last lap, and TTL overtook Elliott. So yeah, Jerry really flying across the legendary track. Now look at the SFC, it's really attacking the track. Oh, having a bit of a moment in the SS, but nothing too much scary.
Jerry is still closing in on Lynx. Is now down to 0.6 of a second. Black Box is 0.7 ahead of Lynx, and Elliott has dropped outside of DRS range on Jerry, and this is huge.
Yeah, Jerry is now really closing in on Lynx.
As Batuxai and Hardrick side by side in the spoon, sorry to cut in there, as Batuxai gets the move done, as Hardrick there drops down into P8, and Batuxai on the sauce trying to make a charge, and if he can get ahead of Daniel here, he's going to jump Carl Mendeles on Pens, so it'll be good going for him. Meanwhile, Lynx is about 0.5 back on Black Box. He will have DRS to close in. Let's see how much he gains with DRS. He's going to gain a bit, but not enough.
But Mike, I just realized we have Talent Factory 1 to 3 at this moment.
I mean, it is the Talent Factory for a reason. They have talent. They know the lines.
Yep.
They know the lines, so the S's.
The difference, the grip of the engine. It's actually silly how big the difference is.
The issue for Jerry though is that in the final 2 laps his softs will struggle. and he needs Lynx and Black Box to really start battling here to give him an opportunity to maybe go for a move, but Black Box is doing just enough to keep Lynx at bay, and Jerry currently is doing enough to stick with these guys, but for how much longer I don't know. These softs wear out very quick around this circuit. As Funky Chickens gets through on Hadrick there, down the inside into 130, a little bit of contact there as Hadrick hits the back of the Alfa Romeo, and he's going to look down the inside, contact, he spun Funky Chicken around, and picks up a 3-second time penalty for good measure as well. That was a silly move, as here goes Batuxai on Daniel, and up into P6 goes the Aston Martin, but he goes deep, and that opened the door potentially for Daniel to come back through, but Daniel did not take it as he gets a little bit squirrely on the curve on the exit of turn 2. Is all kicking off here in the final few laps, everyone looking to gain positions whenever they can, as Carmendelis is still chilling behind one Elliott, who's just a bit too far behind off Jerry right now. Yellow flag in the back, and that is Daniel out of session. Hadrick and Hawk. What has gone on here?
That's triple kill. Wow. Okay. What has happened here? I really don't know.
Well, I believe someone may have got their UAV there with the triple kill, as 3 DNFs in a row in quick succession, as we're on the penultimate lap, about to be going on to the final lap. Lynx there runs wide onto the curb, and that's going to compromise him, as Jerry is going to close in, and only 8 finishers, well, 8 people left in this race. I don't want to say finishers just yet, as we still have one more lap to go. This is the final lap. If Lynx is going to do something, he needs to do it now.
Oh, but Jerry got much better exit here.
Jerry's not using his ERS. I think Black Box has got enough in the tank here where he can comfortably stay ahead of Lynx, and Jerry is the big question mark now. Can he get P2 off Lynx? Black Box already outside that 1 second window. Jerry is trying his best. Those tyres are 7 lap old, and those softs are going to be absolutely screaming in agony at this point. As Elliott has now joined the party as well.
Yeah, but also Funky Chicken could after all of the mayhem, he could get that 6th place.
It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough at the front. Sorry, the cut in as Black Box into the Casio triangle for the final time, ahead of Lynx, who's ahead of Jerry, and they are going to cross the line. Is Black Box going to take victory here ahead of Lynx in 2nd? Jerry will come home in 3rd. 1 Elliott in 4th. Carmentelis in 5th. Funky Chicken, after getting tagged around by Hadrick, will come home in 6th place. And we got the Aston Martins of Patuxai and Chalkers. Nothing went right for them, but they stuck in it. They didn't give up, and they're going to come home in 7th and 8th place respectfully.
Yeah, so I could expect a lot of works for Stewart after this race, and probably mayhem in the F1 chat after this race. I'm really glad I'm not part of that. But still, it's what happened to Hawk, Patrick, and Daniel is mystery.
Yep, it is a mystery, but UAV confirmed. They do have the UAV achievement unlocked, and so they can put it up anytime they want. Funky Chicken gets driver of the day from the in-game fans, but I'm going to come to you after we run through the order one more time. for your driver of the day, and eventually we'll get onto the screen that we need to be on as the podiums. In fact, I'm just going to ask you, who is your driver of the day?
Oh, it's a really tough choice. It's one of the Talent Factory boys, but I'll give it to Jerry. He really made a stunning way to that podium, cutting to the field after that restart. He had a crazy grip advantage. Black Box also controlled the race, literally played with the field, I will dare to say today. But for me, Jerry is the driver today for tonight.
For me, it is Black Box. He controlled absolutely everything from start to finish. He got pole position, he won the race, and he is the man taking maximum points from this. Unfortunately, not the fastest lap point, but we'll run you through the order. It is Black Box taking victory ahead of Lynx in second, Jerry in third, Elliot in fourth, Carmentless in fifth, Funky Chicken in sixth, Batuxai in seventh, and G Chalkers in eighth. Then our non-finishers were Hawk, Hadrick, Daniel, Forza Brendan, Kea, Carlsbury, Neymar, Scott, Bugner and Jonah, and that is a lot of DNFs for Suzuka, and it is Chalkers who does get the fastest lap of the race. But for me, I have to give my driver of the day to Black Box. So he controlled that race from start to finish, and it was an impressive drive from Black Box throughout the entire race. Jerry, a brilliant comeback at the end, but I don't know, I mean, I have to give it to Black Box for me.
Yeah, really great run from Black Box, and a really chaotic and entertaining race. Yeah, Suzuka didn't disappoint. And with the Talent Factory taking 1 to 3, that was a really strong show from the team, as a unit. And yeah, no, I don't have anything more to add this race.
Yeah, and obviously with that, it brings an end to tonight's action here in Formula 1. Next week, we should be having the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. James Head back in the commentary box for round number 8 at the Italian Grand Prix in Monza, I believe. It is Monza, isn't it? Or is it...
I have to check the calendar. I'm not really sure, but I'll do it.
I believe it's Monza.
Now. I'll check it once again. So, yes, Monza next week, and the sprint race, second sprint race of the season after Baku for round 8.
Okay, so next week we should be having James Head back in the comments box for round number 8 sprint race at Monza, and then of course we have the feature race straight after it. But until next week, guys, I have been Ivan Mike. Joined with me has been Ivan Tonsek, and well, they'll catch Ivan tomorrow for F4 comms, or is it F3? Yep, my bad. F3 comms, and you'll catch me next time you catch me. But until then, guys, hope you all have a fantastic evening, and congratulations to Black Box, Lynx, and Jerry for their podiums. Good night, everyone.